Better overstart than under. You could brew something nice with that.
Do you think Laramil has read all these books? I suppose I just need to hold the relic out like so. It almost feels alive in my hand. It worked! Look how it glows!
Very smart. Laramil's tapping into the realm's currents of fate to find the Panopticon.
Laramil's amazing. Who else could help us find the Panopticon? Look, another can. Give me a moment to focus the Fulcrum Obscura.
Need something?
I know how dangerous this sort of ritual can be. Laramil's brave, I'll give her that.
Look away, mortal. You saw nothing.
Two cans activated, one more to go. Keepers are never going to believe this. Usually, when we misplace a relic, we find it behind a couch in the Abbey.
Our fate arrived. We have fallen.
Good to get stocked up.
There's the final can. Dust applied. Now to use the relic. Oh my, it wriggled in my hand. All done. Let's return to Laramil's study and let her know she can proceed. I don't think Laramil sent us this way.
Outworlder, we need you!
Empty. Empty. So quiet. Where are we?
The cans have been activated, Laramil.
Well done. Now, to complete the ritual. I feel the ebb and flow of Apocrypha. Some guide me. Others try to.
Oh, Laramil, do be careful.
I told you. Apocrypha doesn't give up its secrets without a price.
Got it! Curate Gidane's concern is appreciated but unwarranted, Proxy. I have been sifting through Apocrypha's secrets long enough to know my limits. And the ritual performed just as I hoped it would. Still, I could use a moment to regain my strength. The ritual directed me to the desolate northwest reaches of the Chroma Incognito. I sensed the entrance we seek there, as well as the other half of the Fulcrum Obscura. Our enemy must have also located the entrance, or is close to doing so. Let me mark the location on your map. Go quickly, Proxy. I shall follow and meet you there after I make sure Curate Gidane gets back to Nirn safely. Go to the northwest region of the Chroma Incognito and see what you can find, Proxy. I shall catch up with you in due course. Only what I read. It exists outside the time and space of Apocrypha, hidden from all. It supposedly contains many of Hermaeus Mora's most closely guarded secrets. The interior is said to be so bizarre that the very sight drives mortal minds insane. Do not fear. My decades of study have made me mostly impervious to the horrors of forbidden knowledge. And you, our fate's proxy. You should be able to survive a visit to the pocket dimension. Besides, to save both realms, we have no other choice. Scroot, please make sure Curate Gidane returns safely to Necrom. His work here is done.
But we still haven't recovered the other half of the Fulcrum Obscura.
Listen to Laramil, mortal. Your mind would melt the moment you stepped into the infinite panopticon.
But... Oh, very well. I'll return to Necrom and see if I can learn anything more about the hidden kindred or Master Shelreni. Do be careful, my friends.
Who thought using priceless books as foundations was a good idea? Will I ever be able to read these books?
Have you found any ciphers or strange grimoires in your travels, stranger? There are tomes missing from our collection and several ciphers as well. If you come across them in your travels, bring them back. I would be grateful. Laxalt is dead? That is unfortunate. She was a promising cipher. I looked forward to many profitable discourses with her, but Apocrypha holds many dangers for mortals. What kind of situation could she have gotten herself into? Why, this is the first volume of the Numinous Grimoire. It's one of the tomes that went missing from our collection. A dangerous book of forbidden knowledge. It destroys the mind of any mortal who reads it. I'd better take that. This is troubling. Laxalt should have known better than to meddle with a Numinous Grimoire. I must look into this. Thank you for bringing back this book, and the news of Cypher to Laxalt's fate. Here, a reward for your trouble. A strange tale. Why would this mysterious A kill a Cypher who did as they asked? What's behind the promise to read the book together? Well, if you find any other dead Cyphers or missing books in your travels, come tell me. That is unclear. No mortal has read a volume of the Numinous Grimoire and survived with their mind intact. We think it deals with transformations, immortality, or so the Daedra familiar with the book tell us. They could be lying. Because Cyphers are dead. The note you found makes it clear someone used my colleagues to get their hands on the grimoire. Then this instigator repaid a Cypher's help with death. None of us are safe until this mystery is solved. That makes two of us. There must be a connection between these Cyphers. Something they have in common, but I do not know what it is. Which missing Cypher do you want to know about? Talaxol? An Argonian scholar who didn't always fit in here. A free spirit of sorts. She valued knowledge in many forms. Songs, art, handicrafts. Talaxalt rarely bothered with books. When she wanted to know something, she sought instruction. It might have. Talaxalt sometimes made strange bargains with those she wanted to learn from. Dealt with entities few other Cyphers know. Knowledge has a price, especially in Apocrypha. What else can I tell you? It might. I can think of a few entities who might use that monogram. Some mortal, some Daedra. I need to make some inquiries. Discreetly. If I ask the wrong question of the wrong person, I might put myself at risk.
Another one. Confounded thing. You. Greetings! You have a sharp look to you, traveler. My name is Azandar. I'm an Arcanist, and I'm hoping we can help each other out. I've decades of esoteric knowledge, a bit of coin, and a convivial attitude. What do you say? I'd like your help tracking down a former associate of mine. I was attempting to create a relic of great power, and now find my fate frayed, for lack of a better term. I call this relic the Fate Weaver Key. Martina was a brilliant collaborator, and may be able to identify where I went wrong. To find her, we'll need to find a tome, summon a Daedra, and brave the terrors of Apocrypha. What do you say? Join me in an exploration into the unknown? I'm looking forward to our collaboration. As I said, we'll need a book on Daedra summoning to get us on the right track. Let's convene in the center of Cypher's Midden. Is there anything I can clarify for you before we begin? That mystic phenomenon I was struggling with, I'm calling them frayed fates. They're echoes from a choice I once made. My work to create the Fate Weaver Key has snarled them up. So untidy. If I'm ever to perfect the key, I'll need to unfray my fate. A good question. I need to reset. Return to the roots of my research to unravel this issue. That's why I'm hoping to find my old colleague. Their name was Martina Abor, a talented researcher, though we've since parted ways. My hope is that a Daedric consultant, a watcher named Tim, will know where they are. The book will lead us to Tim, you see. Thankfully, the Cyphers of the Eye have given me access to their stacks. Ha! An excellent question. I'm a scholar of esoterica, eldritch secrets, and things mortals were not meant to know. I'm an Arcanist of the highest order, proud to say, wresting the power of Apocrypha into my quill-gnarled hands, as you do. Arcanist is a broad brush, to be sure, but we're all devotees to abstruse arcanum, individual proclivities aside. From mad hermits raving about tentacles to precision rune crafters. I consider myself a scholar, first and foremost. It's not my fault. I mean, I was attempting to peer beyond the veil of reality, much as Hermaeus Mora does, to gaze upon other fate lines. It would have been brilliant. I should have spent more time developing my infralux notation. Just think, what could you learn by looking beyond your own life, at the paths unwalked? What kernels of truth could you hold with such a tool? I hope to gain knowledge about myself, about the universe, why, about the very nature of mortality. A simplistic example. Not all choices are equal, but if the choice to have oatmeal instead of eggs changed the course of your life, think of them like divergence points, and everything you could learn seeing the might-have-beens play out. The stacks aren't far at all. I'll see you there. Search for knowledge begins! Ha! I have no idea where in Orbis to look for my old colleague Martina, but I know she was working with a Daedric consultant, a creature named Tim. If we can summon Tim, we can find Martina. Indubitably, I knew I was right about you. Now, an esteemed elder within the Cyphers once summoned forth this Daedra. If we can find the notes from this elder, you and I can summon Tim and engage in parley. You've never been to the Library of Dusk, I take it, or the forbidden section of Gwillem University. Dedicated scholars must develop their own search magics. I'll begin the incantation. Just be ready for anything. Apocrypha is full of surprises. Incantus eruditum, abyssal sea, hear my call. Find the secrets beneath this scroll. The rune form is complete. Follow where it leads. The book we need is in that pile. There, a tome show has the text. Get after it. The chase is on.
Strange. New faces appear, but not ones I have known, and not known in time. Presence beneath us shifts. A shift anew that reveals untold changes to our play.
Excellent work. Ha! That was bracing. Pity the tome will smell like transliminal parasite now. Let's see what it says. Here's the ritual to summon Tim. Easy enough, just a question of the appropriate summoning materials. We'll need expunged tome dust, the talon of a seeker, and black ichor from the spoomy pools of Apocrypha. Let me mark your map. Seekers tend the flora of the region. Their talons often break off in the resin. And there should be plenty of tome dust scraped from parchment in the Cypher's Midden expungatory. Try to get some from a Daedric incantation. I'll procure that, worry not. Don't want you to think I'm taking advantage of your assistance. Once you have the dust and Talon, we'll meet back up at the ritual site I've marked on your map. What do you say? The tone dust should be found in the Cypher's Midden expungitory, while Seekers tend to congregate around those resin plants to the southwest. Easy enough, and soon we'll be talking to Tem. Well, I should hope so. I've been coming here for years. Fascinating place. You can learn the ways of the Arcanist back home, of course. But to truly understand the forces of fate, tides and the abyssal sea, there's nowhere else like it. Oh, here and there, you know. You've seen one post-feudal city-state, you've seen them all, am I right? My family hails from Hammerfell, born and raised in tall Papa's shadow. I'm no youngster, obviously. My parents now dwell within Aetherius, and the rest of the family politely pretends I don't exist. Best for all involved. Now then, we have a Daedra to summon. Knowledge to gain.
Rather strange. New faces appear, but not ones I have known, and not known in time. A presence beneath us shifts. A shift anew that reveals untold changes to our plane.
A sour, briny sea with a smell of pungent, earthy fungi sits heavy upon my tongue and brings memories of a bad place. You smell strongly of the saline soil of the peninsula, a land I knew so long ago. Bad memories.
Do be careful. Don't rush about and scatter the dust.
Beyond sweet oblivion is snared within the ruins of my dark love.
Ugh, such drivel in some of these old spells.
Building up a staff. Good thinking. You know what that's good for? Ah, you'll figure it out. Craft something nice with that.
Begone!
You know,
My fake line is
I
my own.
don't hate it.
Your life is mine.
Did you hear? Never mind. Welcome. This should be most illuminating. Ah, my new collaborator. Good to see you again. By Mora's eyes, these frayed fates are becoming increasingly annoying. I look forward to putting them to bed, as it were. Do you have the items we need to summon our Daedric consultant? Peerless work. Let's see. Here's the Ichor. Unpleasant to gather, but I've done worse in my day. Now then, I'll light the fonts and begin the incantation. As we go, I'll need you to offer up the Tome Dust, Talon, and Ichor, in that order. Just so. With any luck, this Tem can tell us where the whims of fate have led Martina. If this doesn't work, well, I'm sure I'll think of something. But let's hope it works, eh? Onward! We light the flames to summon Tem, the omen of destiny. Come before us!
There is summoned. Ask your questions, make your offerings.
We offer the dust of an ancient spell. I seek the location of my former colleague, Martina Abor.
Tem's eyes have seen you, Azandar Al-Cybiades. You search for one who does not wish to be found.
Recalcitrant, are we? We offer the talon of a seeker. I need Martina to correct an error. Where are they?
You tamper with fate, mortal. Tem sees a darkness approaching. One you have unmoored.
Daedra, I have called, and you must answer. With Ichor as payment, I command you. Where can I find Martina Abor?
I shall answer, but not to you, Arcanist. Tem will speak with the one who made the offerings.
The audacity of that creature!
Tem sees you, chosen proxy of the Great Eye. Adventures, triumphs that have happened, or may happen, or may never happen. Speak, and Tem will tell you what you wish to know. The choices of Azandar Al-Cybiades hang heavy about him, reeking from stains on his hands and his soul. Also, he speaks with a distinct lack of respect for Tem, the omen of destiny. Martina Abor, Arcanist of the Abyssal Sea and Illuminatus of the Threads of Fate, retreated to their sanctum 920 days ago. Seek them within the subrealm known as the Underweave, at a place called the Heart. But beware, mortal. The Arcanist you travel with sought to view the paths unwalked, but failed to see where those paths led. In his hubris, he has allowed a thing that should not be, to be. Tem has spoken. Questions asked and answered. Farewell, mortals.
All things being equal, that went rather well. It seems we're off to the Underweave. How exciting! The Underweave is a powerful nexus of fated potential in Chroma Incognito. Terribly powerful, and terribly dangerous. Sounds just like Martina to set up a lab there. Onward and upward! Am I? No, not particularly. Daedra are strange beasts, you know. Their concept of mortality, time, and danger are very different from our own. Clearly, there have been some unintended consequences, but nothing the two of us can't handle. We were excellent collaborators. Together we gathered power from across the Daedric realms. But in the end, she had very different goals than I do. If nothing else, damn it, I want to have some fun. Ta! Yes, of that I have no doubt. Martina is a consummate professional. Just don't get her started on the transliminal properties of exogenic materials or the writings of Deno Gorath, the Dread Archivist. And we'll be there all day. You must understand, I have been studying arcane ephemera for decades now. The Underweave is just so obvious, and I try very hard not to be boring. Plus, it's extremely dangerous in there. Fate shifts like the tides of the abyssal sea. A thing can be both dangerous and boring. The universe contains multitudes. I truly believed I would be able to master fate itself without entering its walls. Vexing to have been proven wrong. Given the focus of our research, it makes perfect sense. Fate itself pulses through the corridors of the Underweave, and it's tradition for powerful Arcanists to establish a sanctum. I have one myself, you know. Quite proud of it.
No! The Master of Secrets will certainly flame me for this. Ah, have mercy. You've been sent to capture me, haven't you? It was an honest mistake. I'm working to get Hermaeus Mora's faded glyphic back. I promise. Please don't imprison me. Oh, Fathomless Prince, that's a relief. To think I let myself be spooked by a mere mortal. Sorry. You see, I may have accidentally sent a prized possession of my masters-to-be unwoven. I don't suppose you'd help poor Ogle? The forges of Underweave are a dangerous place. Ogle was made for watching and studying, not fighting. But you seem resilient. Help me find my master's fated glyphic, and I'll be sure to make it worth your while. Wonderful. My master's treasure was mistakenly marked for unweaving, so we must hurry and find it before it's destroyed. My watchling's sight should help you navigate Underweave. The entrance is close by. You can take the lead. You can call me Ogle. I'm a watchling in service to Hermaeus Mora. I aid in the designation, or disintegration, of failed fates. It's a coveted role, I might add, and one that I don't wish to risk losing. A fated glyphic is the physical manifestation of a potential fate. A stone that holds a transcription of a possible future. They are a powerful and precious source of knowledge. This particular glyphic is one of my master's favorites. Tides, no. Most fates don't rise to this level of importance. Only potent fates, those with the chance to alter the very course of the planes, can be found etched into these glyphics. This makes every fated glyphic a powerful and coveted object. Fated glyphics whose futures do not come to pass can latch onto our own reality and cause havoc. These intrusions are, well, wasteful. Underweave is the place where these failed fates are unwoven, recycled.
Not to belabor the obvious, but we'll need to be careful here. We should make haste to the heart of the Underweave and find Martina's sanctum. The Fate Weaver key is palpitating, pulling me. Off to the east? Fascinating. Something in Martina's sanctum must be synergizing with the relic. Let's find that laboratory. To the heart of the Underweave.
Underweave. Not all its attendants are as polite as I am. What? No. This can't be right. There are so many paths. Why are there so many paths? We're doomed. I'm doomed. Stupid Ogle, stupid! Master keeps the most dangerous fates down here. Of course it would be difficult to navigate. Numerous paths, endless options. This was a hopeless endeavor from the start. I'm a useless watchling who deserves to be unwoven. The Master's fated glyphic could be anywhere. It may have even been fed into one of the Nemesis looms already. This is it for me, mortal. Cherish the moments you shared with Ogle, because I am not long for this plane. The Nemesis looms unmake everything. By now, the glyphic's been reduced to unwoven strands, sputtering fragments of a former fate. I just know it. There are too many paths to follow. I need a moment to think, mortal. This is all too much. It's no use. I'm done for. Wait, what is that?
For once, a pleasant surprise. I'm actually happy to see you, meddler. My work in the streams has come to fruition. But never mind that. I was wondering if this was the day you meet me for the first time. You'll be pleased to learn you're just in time to help me. I know where the fated glyphic is, so there's no need for that silly boon. Besides, you'll look ridiculous. Ah, this again. You may not have met me yet, but I've met you. I am quite familiar with you and your meddling antics. Now, let's focus on the matter at hand. It's very important that I don't miss my chance to access Mora's fated glyphic. Forces beyond your understanding ordained that I must come into possession of this glyphic. Since Hermaeus Mora rarely lets such a valuable object leave his personal collection, I simply charmed the watchling into misplacing it. Good! You're always one for action, aren't you? The Nemesis looms are powerful devices that unweave bits of reality. For example, these failed fates. You'll find them contained in the Nulla Factory, just ahead, past the cells. I'll meet you there. Thaddeus Cosma, a traveler on tides of time and reality. But it really isn't important. Well, that's not to say I'm not important. I am, but that's neither now nor when. All you need to know is that when our paths cross, reality itself may be at stake.
You charmed me?
If it's any consolation, Watchling, you performed your role admirably. Now, to the Nemesis loom. It will take the two of us to disable each loom.
My role?
Like the pages of a book.
Stronger every day.
Disable that mechanism, and I'll do the same here. That should deactivate the loop.
There is only one role I play, and it's in service to the Prince of Knowledge. How dare you imply otherwise?
I can already feel my presence solidifying. Come now, let's shut this one down as well.
A clerk? A clerk? What a wild underestimation of my role.
On the contrary, I couldn't have done this without you. Onwards! The next loom is close by. I'm solid enough to regain my sense of smell. I'd do this.
Skill issue.
This is it! The final loom! Quickly, disable the mechanism!
My master's fated glyphic is destroyed, then what was the point of all this?
Worry not. With the looms disabled, we need only check the Underweave's trash heap. Onwards, meddler!
The trash heap? Oh, tides, take me away. It's already been unwoven!
Not ideal, but not unexpected. Meddler, a word... It's unfortunate we couldn't reach the glyphic before its unweaving, but all is not lost. If we work quickly, we should be able to salvage the magics still held within the fractured glyphic. I'll need your assistance once more, of course. I took steps to prepare for this possibility. The benefit of shutting down the Nemesis looms was twofold. It allowed me to maintain a more stable presence in this realm, and it unhindered my spell-casting abilities. We'll take the glyphic's remains to the heart of Underweave. There, I should be able to siphon enough energy to restore it. But be prepared. The heart may be heavily guarded. Bring what's left of the glyphic, and meet me there, Meddler. Let's hurry along, then. The heart of Underweave can be found to the south, on the other side of the courtyard. I'll meet you there. Just wade across the detritus of failed fates and go up the steps. Can't miss it. First of all, the active Nemesis looms muddied my sight. I had no way to know where the glyphic was. Secondly, there's no use in crying over spilled fates. The sooner we get to the heart, the sooner we can put this all behind us. It's a simple matter of temporal reversal. With the looms no longer operating, I'll be able to draw on the full power of the Underweave. In fact, do you have any wine you'd like rapidly aged? I kid, of course. Let's get moving. Well done. Now, out to the courtyard. We'll meet in the heart of Underweave.
Ogle has a bad feeling about this.
Good, you found us. Place the fractured glyphic on the altar. There's not a moment till... Almost there. Just a bit further. Quick! Grab the glyphic before the entropic bubble collapses.
It's back. My master's faded glyphic is really back.
Bending time really puts a kink in your neck. Let's reconvene outside Underweave. I'm sure this display of temporal magic raised a few alarms.
Yes, yes. Let's leave before the guards come and take Ogle away.
Everything you've got. This must be it. Knock, knock, Martina. All right, let's get my fates unfrayed. Damn it, Martina. Dead. I had hoped. Why must the most brilliant among us fall to curiosity's blade? Take a look around, if you don't mind. I need a moment.
Good thinking. Let's thaw out a little before we get moving again.
Martina was a zealous note-taker. That may be helpful to our inquiry. No idea what that concoction is. Curious. Perhaps you, might find something on her remains. I, wish I could say this was the first time I found an old friend dead. But I cannot. From the spell lattice surrounding them, I believe Martina's research may have followed a similar path to my own. Let's take a look at that journal. Martina says here she could somehow scry for the fates frayed from her timeline. Fascinating. She experimented with several different methods, including using her own blood. It's messy, dangerous, but perhaps effective. Yes, I believe so. I have some thoughts that need to germinate, and I'd like to dispel this ward. Take care of Martina. Let's retire to my rooms at Cypher's Midden, near the Way Shrine. I'll see you there, my canny colleague. I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden, my perspicacious collaborator. Just need to see to Martina, here. Research, of course. Always research. Just like in the old days. Martina and I were excellent collaborators. I was the gab, the talker, the trader. But Martina was the silent strength, astute observations after lengthy contemplation. I'm an arse. It seems wrong to coat the truth in moon sugar standing over Martina's final work. I can be challenging to know, and worse to work with. Martina put up with me for the better part of 5 years. Longer than anyone else. I'm not quite sure. I think perhaps she was trying to manipulate fate itself. But I'd have to examine Martina's notes to fully understand what happened here. Martina was as nimble-witted as anyone I've ever met, and stubborn as the abyssal sea. Now, if she thought they could twist fate itself, nothing would slow them down. Changing the fate lines is something not even Hermaeus Mora himself can do. I hope I can honor Martina's memory somehow. I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden.
glad to see you didn't stumble into a hole in reality, meddler. I know our many-eyed friend wants his glyphic back. Allow me a moment to study it, will you?
I suppose he earned a look, but only for a moment. I'd like it returned before my master realizes it's missing.
You really do make an invaluable field assistant, meddler. Even your watchling friend here played his part expertly. Now please, the glyphic. I can't stand to wait any longer. Curious. I've handled my fair share of fated glyphics, but something about this one seems almost familiar. Like a tone ringing at the edge of my memory. A song, perhaps. A lullaby? How very strange. It's no secret my travels take me far and wide. I go to places far beyond what a simple compass or map might show. And in my travels, I heard an interesting rumor that the Prince of Knowledge had found a special fate. My fate, in fact. I believe it does. Whether it's one fate of many or a singular inevitable fate, I won't know until I activate it. Funny, after all this, I find myself hesitating. Give me a moment, meddler. Perhaps take this time to calm your watchling friend.
It's not a good idea to look at your own fate. I wonder why my master is so fond of that particular one. Speaking of fate, you certainly helped me salvage my own. To think I came this close to being tossed into the Nemesis looms. I wish I could say I enjoyed our adventure together, mortal. However, you and I both know it was far too distressing to be fun. Still, this watchling is certainly grateful for your help.
Well, here goes nothing, Cosma. Thaddeus, you must listen closely. The fate of the plains depends on it. So the rumors were true. Mora really did learn my fate. Don't talk over me! Understand that when the time comes, you must say no. I must say no? What in oblivion am I talking about? In my timeline, things didn't go exactly to plan. But I hope you'll glimpse this causality in enough time to change our fate. It seems the only person who can fix a Thaddeus Cosma mess is Thaddeus Cosma. How exciting. I do so appreciate your help in all this. Not everyone gets the chance to learn their own fate in time to do something about it. And as far as possible fates go, that one wasn't nearly as damning as it could have been. In truth, I haven't a clue. What in all the plains am I supposed to say no to? A mystery to be sure. But I have Apocrypha's extensive libraries right at my fingertips. Can you imagine a better place to find an answer? Indeed. A mystery only a Cosma could solve. This glimpse of fate wasn't a warning, it was a clue. A piece of an exciting new puzzle I've already started on. Mora will regret not smashing this fate into dust. Farewell, meddler. Here's your glyphic, watchling. And you, meddler, do try to stay out of trouble.